Hi everyone, it's Debbie. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. If you're new here, I'm a reseller. I've been reselling for 17 years. I sell mainly on eBay, Poshmark, Makari, and a little tiny bit on Facebook Marketplace. And in today's video, I'm going to share 15 items that sold last week, which was December 12th through 18th, 2021. I sold 25 items for a gross amount of $805.11. But before we get started, I need to announce the winner. The December 15th inventory giveaway. As I said on the video, I would do a random YouTube comment picker on Sunday, December 19th at 9 a.m. Central Time. So I screen recorded it so you could watch as it chose the winner. So I will insert it here. The word to enter this month was snow, so if you put the word snow in the comments, you were entered. I waited until the clock turned exactly 9 o'clock. You can see in the top left-hand corner, I pushed start, and the winner is... So congratulations to Darlene Jones. That's my mom's name. So I will easily remember your name, Darlene. So if you will just email me at love2shop242@gmail.com and give me the address of where you would like me to send your box of inventory, I will get it right out to you. I've washed everything, prepped everything, so it will come nicely to you. Hopefully it won't get very wrinkled in the box, but everything is cleaned and ready to go. And if you didn't win this month, be sure you come back next month and the next month and the next month, because I will have some kind of inventory giveaway on the 15th of every month for as long as I'm on YouTube. I also want to let you know I'm still working on answering comments. I got really busy and a little behind. It takes a little while to answer all the comments. It takes me a little while, so if I haven't answered yours, please don't think that I am ignoring you. I will answer all of them, and thank you for all the nice, wonderful comments. And I want to say, I do love having a white Christmas, but I hate driving in the snow. And that's one thing that I love about being a reseller is I remember when I taught school wouldn't be closed, but the roads were icy and snowy. I hated getting out on them. And so now I am so thankful when I am inside and I can stay home and work. There are so many reasons I love being a reseller. That is one that I really appreciate every time that it is bad weather. Okay, so let's get started. This week was a little bit surprising. Usually, Poshmark is my highest, not always, just like in the last year or so. eBay was always a lot higher, but in the last year or so, I started putting a lot more priority on Poshmark and I had a lot more listings there. So my Poshmark sales were always very far up. Well, this week, my highest grossing sales were eBay, second was Makari, third was Facebook Marketplace, and fourth was Poshmark. So I could not believe that. And at the end, as always, I will have a breakdown of all of my numbers overall and for each platform so you can see all of the numbers. Start on eBay because I had the most sales on eBay. I sold $439.11 on eBay. The first three items were all from the series where I had the best thrifting week of my life, and then I'm going through the entire listing process. Well, the very last step in that is the shipping and the inventory. I've been holding that one, and as things sell, I've been videoing as I print the labels and ship them. I wanted to include actual shipping and packaging of those items. So I think I have enough now that I will have that out in just a few days, but these are three of them. The first one was the Eddie Bauer Legend Deer Bay Patchwork Wool Sweater Cardigan Button Front in size medium. It sold for a gross amount of $48.05. My earnings were $28.75. I paid $6.19 at a regular Goodwill 1 month and 14 days ago, and my profit was $22.56. And I remember when I was looking at the sweaters, there were 4 Eddie Bauer sweaters in a row, and I looked all 4 of them up. This specific one that had the Legend Deer and it was patchwork had the best comps. I left 3 of the Eddie Bauer sweaters behind because the comps weren't as good. I picked up this one, and I'm really happy with a $22 profit in a month and a half. So I'm glad that I researched the comps because this one did do well. The next one was a vintage Vanity Fair pink velour lounge robe, dress, housecoat, nightgown. I put made in the USA, size 10, zip up. It sold for a gross amount of $45.50. $4.33. My earnings were $27.21. I paid $4.69 at my local Goodwill. It took 1 month and 8 days to sell, and my profit was $22.52. So I think I picked up 4 nightgowns that day, and 2 of them out of the 4 have sold in a month and a half. So I think that's wonderful. Then the next one, this one sold for a lot more than I expected it to. This was the Eric Carle Very Hungry Caterpillar Twin Flat Sheet by Pottery Barn Kids. I thought, this one is just the flat sheet. It might go for $15 plus shipping. So when I had the video, I only valued it at $15. Of course, I mark it up higher, see what kind of activity it gets, have room for offers. Well, it sold outright for a gross amount of $48.06. My earnings were $30.37. I valued it at $1.99. I had the quilt, which the comps were a lot higher on the quilt, and the sheet. So I split up. It was $11.99, I believe. So I assigned $10 value towards the quilt and $1.99 towards the sheet. And my profit was $28.38. That was a great surprise. And it only took 4 days to sell, and that was just at my regular local Goodwill. Be sure you look out for Pottery Barn Kids things. I have picked up things multiple times through the years that have sold really well that are Pottery Barn Kids. There were some excellent sold comps when I looked at Pottery Barn Kids in the bedding area, and these are pre-owned. Some of them that I found that sold really high were Disney Frozen. There was one that was a collaboration with Lily Pulitzer that went really high. Patchwork goes excellent, and then anything that is Christmas themed. So do not skip over the linen areas. Be sure you are on the lookout for Pottery Barn Kids. Next one was a bins find. This was a pair of Donald J. Pliner heels, and they were just really nice. They kind of were like a sock booty heel. I just really liked the style, and sometimes that brand takes a little while to move for me, doesn't sell for a ton, but it sold for $35.61. My earnings were $14.26. I paid $2.50 at the Goodwill bins. I had them listed for about 8 or 9 months on Poshmark. After cross-listing them on eBay, they sold in 1 month and 27 days, and my profit was $12.76. The next one, I can thank other YouTubers for sharing this brand because I had never heard of it. It's called The Sack. I have heard multiple times different YouTubers mention this brand. So one time I found it on a giveaway at my local Goodwill, so I gave that one away. And now this is the second time that I found it, and this time I got to keep it and sell it. This was the new without tags. It still had the plastic attached. You could tell that it was new. The price tag was gone, but the plastic ring around it was still there. The Sack, small black soft pebbled leather hobo handbag purse with silver hardware. It sold for $35.32. My earnings were $14.26. I paid just 74 cents at the Goodwill bin. It only took 2 days to sell. My profit was $13.52. And I got another bag that day that was by the Sack, but the handle is torn off, so I'm gonna have to see if I can find a place to repair that because it's really nice. The next one was another Goodwill bins find. This was, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Jakara, and I had this in a Goodwill bins haul a few months ago. This was the women's black dress, size 14 petite, great size, beaded sequin cocktail gown, and this one I just thought was beautiful. I took the time to look up comps. The comps looked good, so I picked it up. It sold for $53.18. My earnings were $35.28. I paid $1.08 at the Goodwill bins, and I had it listed on Poshmark first. I cross-listed it, and 2.5 months later, it sold on eBay. My profit was $34.20. And when I package that, anytime I have a dress with like sequins or beading, I give it extra attention. I've had a ship with me video where I showed you how to package a sequin dress, and I did that the same. I laid out eBay tissue paper all on the counter, put the dress down, put tissue paper on top, and folded it so that everything is so well protected. Then I put it in a plastic polymailer, and then I did that outside packaging. So I feel confident that it will arrive safely and that none of the beads or sequins will be damaged. The next one, This is interesting. This is something that I purchased liquidation from Fox Liquidation. It was a Free People Gold Rush sequin dress, and I purchased this several times. I got several different lots with this dress in it. So I had these on Poshmark, and last year before Christmas and New Year's Eve, quite a few of them sold, and they really slowed down. So this year I thought, I'm going to cross-list them and also put them on eBay, Makari, and Facebook Marketplace. I sold one on every platform this week except for Poshmark, and that was the place that I had only had it because I thought it would sell best on there. So thankfully I cross-listed. So I will have to pop up and show you the difference in the profit amount on each platform and what it normally is on Poshmark. And I have quite a few of them. I hope they all sell out before New Year's Eve. I sold 2 of them on eBay. I have them in extra small, small, and medium. So 2 in size small sold on eBay. They each sold for a gross amount of $35.24. My earnings were $26.90. I paid $8.56. My profit was $18.34 each. So I've had these about a year and a half, but I've had quite a few of them, probably 50 or 60 of them, and I probably have 10 or 15 left. So many times about how I love multiple quantities. I love selling like that. Then my second highest platform this week is Makari, and it was due to that very dress, the Free People Gold Rush sequin dress. I sold 3 of them. I sold 2 in size medium and 1 in size small. They sold for $33.99 each. One sold for $1 less, $32.99. But I'll go ahead and show you the one for the $33.99, but just know the other one, the third one was $1 less. Paid $8.56, and my profit was $15.53. Then I also sold a blanket that I just left. This was a handmade baby quilt. It was pink and blue, so I put unisex, patchwork. I put small lap blanket because it wasn't very big. It measured 39 by 34. It sold for $21.99. It was $14 plus $7.99 for FedEx Smart Post. Whenever it goes over 1 pound, I choose UPS or FedEx because it's $7.99 for FedEx and I believe $7.84 for UPS. So I think USPS is like $12, so it's a pretty big difference. So I offer those. My earnings were $11.89. I paid just $1.17 at the Goodwill bins. I had it listed for 1 month. I had it for longer than that, and because I just liked it so much, I wanted to keep it. And then I was like, what do I need with a baby blanket? So I decided to go ahead and list it. And it sold, and I'm really happy that it did because it will get a lot more use than just being folded up under my coffee table. And my profit was $10.72. Then the next highest platform was Facebook Marketplace, which I couldn't believe. It was so slow. I mean, it's still only 2 items, but still, it was 2 good items. The first one was that Free People Gold Rush dress. It sold outright, no offers or anything, for $42.22. It was $35 plus shipping. My earnings were $32.89. I paid $8.56 from Fox Liquidation. I've had these dresses for about a year and a half, and my profit was $24.33. Yay! Then the next one, I was so excited when this one sold. This was part of my series. It was the champagne glasses, and I had that one in the haul. I had it in my cleaning video where I showed how I cleaned the glasses. They were the Longchamp stemmed champagne glasses, 5 ounces. They sold for $58.52. My earnings were $36.07. I paid $10 at my regular Goodwill. They only took 2 weeks to sell, and my profit was $26.07. These went UPS, and I put in a weight of between 5 and 10 pounds, so they easily were able to ship like that. I was able to double box them. In my video that is about to come out in a few days where I'm showing packaging and shipping, I have this one where I show how I ship on Facebook Marketplace and I show how I package these champagne glasses. So if you want to see how I package them, that will be out in a couple days. I was so happy that those sold more than I thought because the comps on eBay showed $39.99. So had I sold them for that amount on eBay, my profit would not have been as high as selling them for $39 plus shipping on Facebook Marketplace because they have the 5% fee. So yay! The last one, Poshmark, I only sold 4 items. I cannot believe that. I am very thankful that I have items listed on other platforms because it was just completely dead on Poshmark. I don't know what happened. I was sharing, I even listed some new items, it was just so slow. And that just happens sometimes, and you just have to remember to push on when those things happen. Keep listing, combat it with listing, because if you keep listing, eventually it will turn around and you will have sales. So I sold 4 items for $99. The first one was a Ralph Lauren plaid button-down shirt. This was a really nice looking shirt. It had a multicolor pony on the chest. It was a size extra large, so a good size. And a lot of times I steer away from the button-down shirts, but if it's a little bit larger size, if it's a really nice plaid, and if it has a multicolor pony, those sometimes make an exception for. If it was a big or tall size, I would definitely get it. It sold for $28. My earnings were $22. I paid just $1.06 at the Goodwill bins, and it only took 4 days to sell. My profit was $20.94. So yay, I was really happy about that one too. And the next one was another bins find. This was a pair of Coach sneakers. They picked these up at the bins and they had something spilled on them. So half of the shoelaces were brown and all over the front they were brown. But I thought I'm going to try it because they looked perfect. Other than that, even the bottom still had the sticker partially on that where you can see it just hadn't been worn at all. So probably someone spilled a Coke on it or something and donated them. Well, I took out the shoelaces, washed them, washed the front of the shoe, and they looked perfect. So a little bit of effort went a long way. They sold for $38. My earnings were $27.94. I paid $2.50 at the Goodwill bins, and they only took 2 days to sell. My profit was $25.44. So worth it to take a few minutes to clean those shoes. I wanted to update you. Last week on my what sold video, I talked about an item someone opened a case on because they said that they thought that the sweater that I sold was significantly more sparkly than they thought, and they would like to return the item. And I went through last week, I showed that about how I said I had close-ups, I provided my own photos, showed the stock photos, and mentioned twice in the listing that they were sparkly. Well, Poshmark then asked them to submit more photos. Then after another day, I sent a message. I'll pop up what I said, but I said something like, one of the reasons that I sell on Poshmark is because of the no return policy. I feel like I described the item accurately. I provided pictures, and I did say twice in the listing that it have sparkle, and I feel like I did describe the item accurately. Well, it's been like 4 or 5 days and still case in review. So when I go and I look it up, it makes me a little not happy. I'm like, this is silly. This has been quite a few days. I think they should have made a decision by now. I definitely described it accurately. And when that happens in my mind, I'm like, this is not right. I'm going to put more of my effort towards the other platforms. I don't feel that this is right. When they have no returns, I obviously described it accurately. And then I step back and I think, okay, I am looking at this way too emotionally. This is one item and it is not everything, and I need to let it go. If they return it, it's not the end of the world. It will resell again. It is just part of the cost of doing business. So I have to kind of check myself every once in a while, and when I get a little bit wound up over one thing, I have to remember, okay, well, how many I've had, like I looked up, it was like 1,811 sales on Poshmark. If one of them they decide against me, that is okay. That is an extremely small percentage. So I will still let you know what happens. And I can say in every other case, Poshmark has really backed me. In the case that this time, that is okay. For my totals, this week I sold 25 items for a gross amount of $805.11. Money back was $520.70. My cost of goods was just $112.69. I had $9.53 in refunds. I sold a swimsuit last week, and the person got it and said that the string that went around the neck was not there, and could I please look and see if I had it and send it? And she was completely nice, and so I immediately apologized. I thought, how in the world did that happen? So I went to that bucket, looked for it, it wasn't there. So I have no idea what happened. And sometimes I start to think, is that really true? But then I thought, well, what reason would she have for saying that it wasn't there? I didn't have it, and I told her if I found it at some point, I would send it to her, but I'll go ahead and send a refund to you for the full amount because it's not useful. So she was very kind, very nice, and so I sent the refund to her, and Hopefully the stream will show up eventually, or I have so many swimsuits waiting for me to list. If I have a duplicate, I'll just send her another one and not charge her, because she was very, very nice about that. I do hope that she can end up having a useful swimsuit. So my profit this week was $398.48. On eBay, I sold 13 items for a gross amount of $439.11. After fees, $262.16. My cost of goods was $39.10, and my profit was $223.06. Then second in line was Makari, 6 items. I'm not gonna read every single number, but you can pause it and look if you would like to. My gross sales were $166.26, and my profit was $74.83. Then third was Facebook Marketplace for a gross amount of $100.74. My profit on Facebook Marketplace was $50.40. And then last in line, Poshmark, gross sales of $99. My cost of goods was only $15.82, though that was not bad. And my profit was $59.72. When I looked at where my items came from, out of the 25 items, 12 were thrifted, 11 were liquidation, and 2 were retail arbitrage. So that is everything that I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video and wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I would appreciate it very much. And if you're not subscribed and would like to join me again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. And if you hit the notification bell, it will let you know when I release new videos. I hope everybody has a wonderful week. This is Christmas week, so I hope everybody gets to spend a lot of time with family and friends and just has a great, great week. So thank you so much for watching, and everybody have a great day. Bye.